The Federal Arbitration Act regulates transactions affecting interstate commerce by requiring arbitration for certain disputes. In Prima Paint Corporation versus Flood and Conklin Manufacturing Company, the Supreme Court considered whether the act requires arbitration for certain claims of fraudulent inducement. Prima Paint Corporation was a Maryland corporation, and Flood and Conklin Manufacturing Company was a New Jersey corporation. In 1964, Prima purchased Flood's paint business, and the companies entered a 6-year consulting agreement. Flood agreed to provide consulting services to Prima, and Prima agreed to pay Flood a percentage of its receipts. The consulting agreement also contained an arbitration clause, under which the companies agreed to arbitrate any claim or controversy arising from the agreement. Soon after the companies executed the agreement, Flood filed for bankruptcy. Later, when Prima's first payment was due, Prima claimed that Flood had breached the consulting agreement and fraudulently induced Prima into the agreement by misrepresenting that Flood was solvent despite its insolvency. Therefore, Prima made its first payment after the due date and paid the money into escrow rather than to Flood. Flood filed a notice of intent to arbitrate to resolve the dispute. Prima didn't respond to the notice and instead sued Flood in federal district court, again alleging fraudulent inducement. Prima sought to rescind the consulting agreement and requested an injunction to prevent Flood from proceeding with arbitration. Flood moved to stay the lawsuit, asserting that the fraudulent inducement claim should instead be arbitrated, pursuant to the consulting agreement's arbitration clause. The district court granted Flood's motion to stay the lawsuit, holding that because the consulting agreement contained a broad arbitration clause, the fraudulent inducement claim was a question for arbitration rather than the court. Prima appealed, and the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit affirmed. The Court of Appeals held that because the claim of fraudulent inducement concerned the contract generally rather than the arbitration clause specifically, arbitration was appropriate. The United States Supreme Court granted cert.